The SME economy in Kenya continues to play a significant role, contributing 92% of all new jobs created annually. But in a year that presents the challenge of tighter financing conditions and growth disruptors such as the general election coming up in August, how are innovators and entrepreneurs positioning themselves for growth? We spoke to a few. Take a look. In the year 2016, the Kenyan economy remained vibrant despite domestic and external shocks, with projections of GDP showing 6% rate of growth. Real estate, ICT, mining and tourism are among the sectors that showed significant improvement, and entrepreneurs in these sectors equally had more successes in launching or growing their businesses.
So 2016 was, as you put it, a very good year. And it was good in terms of not just the growth that we witnessed, but also the resilience of the economy itself. And by resilience, I mean that there was quite a lot of things going on, not just in Kenya, but also globally, noting that Kenya is very closely tied to the international economy. But Kenya, maintained the growth projections that were put out last year. What that also means is that some of the industries that were doing well last year, real estate, to some extent, ICT has continued to churn out very good innovations, and the financial sector as well, despite the changes that happened towards the end of the year.
Last year was, I have to say, was one of the, I would say, best years in the industry, because we saw quite some big projects now being commissioned and especially being completed. If we look at the hub Karen that we finalized and it was open last year, so we had very good projects. Office blocks now, we saw quite a good number of those, and we also saw some holiday homes pick up again. If you're talking about Mount Kenya holiday homes, so it was a good year with a quite good number of projects, which of course had not started in 2016, but we were completing them in 2016. We
were lucky to be the first Kenyan company to design its own drone. So we managed to come up with the first Kenyan-made drone. And this year we're trying to look at how best it can now be able to customize it and become much bigger in a manner that it can even be able to transport goods. So as of now, it can only take video pictures at a radius of 1 kilometer away from the control panel.
Despite the good business sentiments, the IT market faced various disruptions, according to Kelvin Masharia, who runs an IT security systems company in Nairobi.
Business-wise, of course, it was slightly slow compared to other years. And this was because there were a lot of activities which were happening here and there. And of course, the political instability that was slightly facing Kenya, also the larger part of Nairobi, highly affected the people in business. Simply because there are a lot of people who ended up closing their businesses in fear of looting, and others, of course, in fear of people who can be able to come into their business and disrupt what service they're giving to their clients.
This year, however, entrepreneurs are gearing up to what they say could be a challenging 12 months. Since the introduction of interest rates cap in September 2016, the flow of credit to the private sector slowed from 20% to lows of 4.8% in the fourth quarter of 2016, as banks employ stricter lending rules to risky borrowers, among them entrepreneurs.
Early stage entrepreneurs and innovators, which Kenya is very known for. There are a lot of young people who are coming up with innovations. For the most part, they don't go to the banks for funding. And that group remains very strong and very active. And so their income, their sources of income, whether it's small grants here and there, for the most part tends to come from family, friends, and savings. And the extra support they get will be from donor foundations and organizations that support entrepreneurship in Kenya, right? Now, when you get into the mid-level, so small businesses that have been there 3, 5, 6, 7 years, those are the ones that are mostly going to be affected by the reduction or the capping of the interest rates.
However, some entrepreneurs are counting on their good relations with financial institutions as enough guarantee to capital.
We borrowed because we also borrow for expansion and such things. Even while the interest rates were coming down, the same things that were asked before they came down are the same things that the banks will ask for. Who are your clients? You're not just depositing 2 million or 3 million from You don't know where the money is coming from. So the same thing, they ask, give us your audited accounts, show us your cash flows, let's look at your bank statement. So as far as this has changed and we hear so much noise, that always we have to ask ourselves, where is this coming from?
We've been operating with internal investment within the company. That's investment from myself. And basically this year we're trying to look for a different way, simply because we want to now expand and grow to the larger part of Africa. And through this we are trying to see how best can be able to look for partners that can be able to partner with, as well as grants to be able to scale up to the next level from where we are to a bigger margin.
In spite of the foreseeable challenges in the entrepreneurship space in the country, the business persons reckon that 2017 presents greater opportunities for business growth.
Our product now is well known in the industry. We have good backing of project and architect and construction firms that we are working with, and ideally these firms are not just having projects here, so we are also looking at going with them to other East African community countries that they are in, and you know, just being able to have a presence.
Right now we are trying to look at a situation whereby we can be able now to have a 2017 that is digitized. And we are trying to do this because we are trying to see how best can be able to digitize our homes, and we can do this through automation. So we are trying to automate all form of appliance within the homes. So right now we are designing the PCBs to see how best you can be able to control your windows, to control your doors, control your lights through your mobile phone.
The heart of what you would say drives innovation in Kenya traditionally has been the resilience of the young people. So that means that as long as we have a youthful population that is continuously excited to come up with new ideas, to put themselves out there, that's going to continue driving the entrepreneurship or innovation landscape.